Polyvinyl carbazole. And already I have discussed this polyvinyl carbazole is a photoconducting polymer. Now you have to study only one photoconducting polymer, that is polyvinyl carbazole. Now what is the starting material used for polymerization? Already I have discussed yesterday. It is a monomer vinyl, N-vinyl carbazole. When polymerization of N-vinyl carbazole is carried out by gamma irradiation or by emulsion polymerization process, the product which you get is poly N-vinyl carbazole, or you can call it as polyvinyl carbazole. Now if you see its glass transition temperature, it is around 200. Tg of this polymer, it is 200. Now the question is why Tg is 200 here, whereas if you see other polymers, polyvinyl chloride or polystyrene, so they are around 100, whereas polyvinyl carbazole, Tg is around 200. Now see the structure of that polyvinyl carbazole. There is the organic, or you can say aromatic group, bulkier group present in the polymer chain. So the main chain consists of carbon backbone, but you will see the bulky groups which are present. So that contributes to what? Glass transition temperature. So glass transition temperature of this polymer is around 200 degrees centigrade. And if you see its molecular weight, it is around 40,000. Molecular weight of the polymer, polyvinyl carbazole, it is around 40,000. Now I told you, important properties, Tg, 200 degrees centigrade, molecular weight, 40,000. Molecular weight of this polymer is 40,000. And if you see its solubility, it is soluble in organic solvents like tetrahydrofuran. It is soluble in, you can say, fluorinated hydrocarbons. Because aromatic compounds, it is soluble. It is because of the structure of the polymer. Now, actually, polymers are structurally, if their structure matched with the solvent, or their chemical resistance is low with the structural similar solvent. So, swelling, softening of the polymer takes place in structurally similar solvents. So, in tetrahydrofuran, chlorinated hydrocarbons, chloroform, ketones, all these polymer means all the solvents, so in which the polymer swells. Okay. Now, most important solvent used for application of photoconducting polymer, it is toluene. So, it is dissolved in toluene, used as coating. Okay. For photoconducting application, it is dissolved in suitable solvent and then it is used as a coating material. Now it is called photoconducting polymer because I have told you, so in light, in dark it is insulator. In dark it is totally insulator, but when it is exposed to light or illuminated, you can say, so it absorbs photons, okay, and then so band gap, or you can say it behaves like a you can say semiconductor, or you can say photovoltaic cell, where the light is absorbed and then so it behaves like a conductor or photoconductor. That's why it is called photoconductor. And the most important application of this polymer is organic photovoltaic cells. Now photovoltaic cells, don't think that only silicon doped with phosphorus and silicon doped with boron is used as a material now. Now semiconductor materials for photovoltaic cells, you can use organic compounds also. So organic photoconducting materials. So you can use that organic photovoltaic cells. That is one important application of this material. Second one, it is used in Xerox machines, that is photoreceptors. Now you require some material in Xeroxing. That photoreceptors material used is again a polyvinyl carbazole. Remember, you require a photoconducting material there. Again, it is polyvinyl carbazole. So it's a very important polymeric material. used today as a photoconducting application, for photoconducting application. Any doubts you have? That reaction is very important, how this vinyl carbazole polymerizes. I have given you a reaction yesterday already. So conversion by emulsion polymerization process or by gamma ray radiation. Finally you get polyvinyl carbazole. And if you see structure, polyvinyl carbazole, you will find it has got helical structure. Helical structure means like this. And then all these bulkier group which is their aromatic structure, so it is they are parallel to each other. Orientation of these bulkier groups are parallel to each other, and the polymer takes the helical shape. So if you see its structure of the polymer, so but you don't have to worry about the structure of the polymer, but you have to know how it is. So that's all about this polyvinyl carbazole. Now the next important part of this chapter is polymer composites. Now usually they ask what are the polymer composites and then explain applications of the polymer composites, or what are the matrix materials which are used in polymer composites or reinforcements used in polymer composites and applications of this. And then important fibers which are used in polymer composites, that is two fibers, Kevlar fiber as well as carbon fiber. Now you are familiar with this. Kevlar is very strong. Carbon fiber. Now I am discuss first polymer composites, what are those, and then synthesis of Kevlar as well as carbon fiber, because these two are very commonly used as reinforcing materials in composites. Now first, what is composite? It's a combination of two different materials. Now composite is a combination of two different materials. They are compatible with each other. Okay, and then and when these two materials are compatible with each other, the finished product or the product which you get, its properties are better than the individual material, like that the matrix as well as fiber. Now I've told you it's a combination of two different materials. First one, what you require in polymer composite is matrix. Matrix is very important. Now if matrix is a polymer, okay, the matrix is polymer, then you can call it as polymer matrix composite. Now is that clear? I have told you polymer composite is a combination of two different materials. One is a matrix, other one is reinforcing material. Okay, now I am discussing only about the matrix. Now what is required here, important thing, compatibility between the two materials, combination of two materials. If it is proper, you get better strength to weight ratio. Better is the performance. Now I told you advanced composite materials, so their applications are in aviation industry. Now there is no other material used. Advanced automobile industries means where you require a very good component or automobile body, entire body, chassis you can say, you can have a composite material today because lightness in weight, better strength to weight ratio. So what you require? A matrix. A matrix, if it is a polymer, then you can call it as a polymer matrix composite. Is that clear? Now I have written first one. Matrix is polymer, polymer matrix composite. Now, if the matrix is ceramic material, if matrix is ceramic material, then you can call it as what? Ceramic matrix composite, CMC. This is polymer matrix composite. This is ceramic matrix composite. Okay. Now, if the matrix is not polymer or ceramic material also, it is metal, then you can call it as what? Metal matrix composite. That is metal matrix composite. Okay. Now I'm telling just about the composites first. There are different types of composite materials which are available today. When you go to higher semesters, mechanical engineering and all, you're going to study separately what are the composites, metal matrix, polymer matrix composite, then the other one is ceramic matrix composite, and their properties in detail and applications in more detail. And then manufacturing, etc., polymer composites, polymer as well as other composite materials. Now here only it is basic information we are going to give you. That is types of composites, you can say. These are all types of composite: metal matrix, ceramic matrix, metal composite. It's clear. So that is, if the matrix is metal, you can call it as metal matrix composite. Now you got a matrix, you require a fiber. Now I told you composite is combination of two materials. Matrix plus fiber, it gives what? Composite. Okay, this is required. Matrix plus fiber, it gives what? Composite. You can call it as fiber or reinforcing material. You can call it as fiber or reinforcing material. Now the question is, why matrix is required, why fiber is required? Now I am going to discuss some important examples of fiber I am going to give you. Already I have written first two fibers, that is Kevlar fiber, carbon fiber, I will write it here, boron fiber, graphite fiber, E-glass, C-glass, and seventh one I will write S-glass fiber. Now I have listed important fibers. Kevlar fiber, that is aromatic polyamide. Kevlar is nothing but aromatic polyamide. Sometimes it is called aramid. And this is very important material. Fiber is very important fiber. Other one is carbon fiber, boron fiber, tungsten fiber you can use, but they are all costly because boron, tungsten and all, so they are manufacturing and you can say converting into fiber form, it's a expensive process. Whereas graphite, E-glass, C-glass as well as S-glass. Now these are commonly used. Commonly used fibers. Now E-glass stands for what? It is a glass fiber. Electrical resistance glass used as a fiber. So it is called in fiber form electrical glass, E-glass it is called. C-glass means what? A fiber, glass fiber which is resistant to chemicals. Chemical resistance glass fiber. So we call it as C-glass. Other one is S-glass, high strength glass fiber. So it is S-glass. All is glass fiber only. Clear? Now the purpose is, now why these reinforcements are used? Question is why matrix and reinforcement? I think Aniket Patil is going to tell. Yes, stand up. Why combination of these two? Why not only one and use it? Very simple question it is. Why combination of two different materials? General question it is. Yeah, why two materials are used here? Why not single fiber? Why not only you can use fiber and process it into finished product? No. Polymer you can process and finish, get it a finished product. But problem is with the polymer is strength. You have to improve the strength to weight ratio. You require a product which is lighter in weight, but better in properties than steel, better in properties than aluminum, better in properties than other materials which are used. So you require high strength to weight ratio, and that is achieved by what? Combination of two materials. Okay. Now I told you compatibility between fiber and matrix is very important. Now you have to study only polymer matrix composites. Now what are polymer matrix composites? Composites in which matrix is polymer, okay, and the fiber used is all this. Is that clear? Now I can use a polymer matrix and then combination with all these fibers. Now I want to give you examples of some polymer matrix which are used in polymer composites. Okay. Now matrix materials. That is polymer matrix now. Now the most commonly used matrix material for composite materials, already I have discussed one, that is epoxy resin. Now question is why? Why epoxy resin? Now I told you epoxy resins are adhesives. Binding fiber with matrix is easy, or you can say combination of two different materials is easy when one has got a binding property. It's clear. Otherwise if there is no binding, then no composite material. So you require a polymer matrix which binds the fiber. Okay. So fiber epoxy resin. I told you epoxy resin, you can use it as a matrix material, polymer matrix. Unsaturated polyester. Unsaturated polyester. Another example that is used as a polymer matrix. Polyamides. Polypropylene. ABS. Already I have discussed what is ABS. That's a combination of what? Acrylonitrile, butadiene and styrene. Clear. It is a polymer where combination of three monomeric units there. So you can use this also as a matrix material. Clear. So I listed epoxy resin, unsaturated polyester, polyamides, polypropylene, ABS, polycarbonate. So many. Now these are the examples of polymer matrix. Now if you want to manufacture polymer composite, then what you have to do? Choose one resin, epoxy resin or unsaturated polyester or polyamides, polypropylene, ABS or polycarbonate, and then combine with what? Kevlar fiber. It's clear. So epoxy resin with this, epoxy resin with this possible. All these combinations. Is that clear? Now if I use epoxy resin with Kevlar fiber, so I want to call it as epoxy Kevlar polymer composite, where epoxy resin is a matrix material and Kevlar fiber is fiber. It's clear. So you can have combination epoxy resin with boron fiber, epoxy resin with the graphite fiber, epoxy resin with the glass fiber. All the combinations are possible. Only you get a better composite when there is a better combination of two materials. Okay, so epoxy goes well with the glass. Ordinary applications where composites are used in automobile industries, or you can say in ship hulls, etc. So this you will find, so that it is a composite material. So where you can use epoxy with glass, high strength glass. Clear? Epoxy with Kevlar fiber, advanced polymer composites. For you can say rocket tail part, where lot of heat is generated and then you require composite material which withstands very high temperature, resistance to flame. Then you don't have choice, epoxy resin with Kevlar fiber, because fiber is resistant to flame. So you require combination of these two. It's clear. So it depends on what? The purpose for which you are using that composite material. Okay, so combination of epoxy resin with the glass fiber is possible, with carbon fiber is possible, graphite fiber is possible, as well as Kevlar fiber is possible. So different combinations are possible. So it is a polymer composite. Then you can use unsaturated polyester with this, polyamides with this, polypropylene with this. Now out of this there are some thermoplastics, polypropylene, ABS, polycarbonate, you can say all they are thermoplastics. Epoxy resins, unsaturated polyesters, they are thermosets. So you have to see that thermoplastic resins, whenever you use it as a matrix, the fiber which is used in the form of a chopped, you can say small pieces, threads, small thread, you can say of 4 inches in length maximum. So it is a chopped fiber which is used for making a composite when you are using thermoplastic resins as a material. Thermosetting resin, if you are using as a matrix, then you require polymer in the form of that fiber in the form of a woven fabric. It's like a cloth. Okay, you require that in the form of a fiber. You require that in the form of a continuous long thread. It's clear. So it is for high temperature, I mean advanced fiber. So there the polymer, that fiber is used in different form. Means you can use fiber in the form of small threads, okay, then chopped threads, then in the form of a matrix in the sense, or you can say woven small threads or woven, or you can say stacked one above the other and formed a layer, okay, and the last one is woven fabric. I am going to show you some slides later so that you will know exactly how it is, how these different forms of the fibers. So you can use fibers in different forms, but the purpose is same, to manufacture polymer composites. I think it is very clear what is polymer composite now. Any doubts you have? I have discussed in more detail in fact, because it's only polymer composites you have to study, but I have discussed other composite materials also because you have to know what are the other composite materials. Now I want to show you some samples of the polymers so that you will know exactly how the polymers look like. Because you are not sure about the polymers, how they are. See here. You can see this. See the size, uniform size of the polymer. And this polymer is packed in a polymer bag only, plastic bag. See here, ethylene vinyl acetate copolymer. It's very hard. It's in the form of beads, almost same size, same shape. I want to show you some samples. This is nylon 6/6 in the form of granules. Nylon 6/6. It's available in the form of like 50 kg bags, and then it is molding process is done. It is only synthesis, how it is you get finally polymer after synthesis. That is nylon 6/6. PMMA, I have discussed, you have to study that, polymethyl methacrylate, highly transparent plastic used for optical purposes, substitute for glass in the form of a powder. See here. When you melt it and process it, you get a transparent sheet, glass sheet. It's a powder form. It's clear, it's fine powder. Then I want to show you polyvinyl alcohol, another important polymer. See here, again in the powder form. Fine powder. I have told you polycarbonate, very hard and tough plastic in the form of flex. See here, available in the form of flex. You can mold it into a sheet which stops .22 caliber bullet fired from 10 meters. 1/6 inch thickness. Here, this is the polycarbonate in the form of flex. Polystyrene. Here, polystyrene again in the form of granules and bits. Now this is polymer. This is not a plastic. Polymer, when you process it into a finished product, finally the product which you get, you call it as plastic. Remember, I have told you this is a polymer. Polymer synthesized. When you process it, Finally, you get a finished product. See here, nylon 6. I've showed you nylon 6. Now this is nylon 6. Almost similar. Size is little bit small. And last one, polyethylene. Now this bag is made out of polyethylene only, and the polymer which is there inside is polyethylene. It's clear? Bits. Polyethylene bits. More commonly used polymer which is processed to maximum extent for packaging purpose. That is polyethylene. It's clear? So this is how the polymers are synthesized. I want to show you one fiber also. So this is Kevlar fiber. I have shown you only single small thread is there, but actually you get it in the form of woven matrix, rolled, big sheets. So this is Kevlar fiber. Rubber, silicone rubber, very soft and flexible. Nothing happens to it if you bend it 100 times also. Silicone rubber, I have told you, silicone rubber is costlier than other rubbers because of its properties. It can withstand temperature -42, almost 340 degrees centigrade. I am going to show you some polymers with pigments. Now this is PVC, polyvinyl chloride, with yellow pigment. PVC, yeah, with green pigment it is. With blue pigment, orange, with thiode. So you can use it direct. Now this PVC, during manufacturing only some pigments are added so that you get finished product, that is polymer in that form. You can see these polymers later. Now the question is why I have shown you this. It's because you think polymer, how it is available, in which form it is available, how it is processed. Now it is available in the form of granules or bits packed in bags. 50 kgs, 100 kgs bags. And then the next process is carried out, that is molding. Here also, all these polymers which are listed here, they are available in the form of granules or bits. Now then polymer is melted, there is a process, then finally you get a polymer composite. So don't think that process is very simple. But now technologies are available, you can process any polymer in any form by molding process. Injection molding, extrusion molding or blow molding process. Any polymer, you can process it without any problems to require desired shape. It is possible. You require a mold and then you can give a desired shape to a polymer by injection molding, extrusion molding process or blow molding process. That also you want to study in higher science. So how this polymers are processed I told you. And then composite manufacturing is different from polymer processing, for your information. Okay, so if polymer like thermoplastic resin with chopped fiber, if you are using it as a additive reinforcement, then you can mold it by injection molding process. But if you are using woven fabric as a reinforcing material, then you require a different process like pre-peg process, pultrusion as well as filament winding. Three processes are there for manufacturing polymer composite. First one I have told you, pultrusion, second one filament winding, and third one is I have told you, pultrusion, pre-peg and then filament winding. Three steps, three processes for composite. So composite manufacturing is different from polymer processing, for your information. So any doubts? Polymer composites. Now what are the advantages of having a fiber and then this matrix? Matrix holds the fiber. Matrix joins, you can say all these fiber material which is there, it holds the fiber. So matrix is required for what? So for strength, better strength, you require a fiber reinforcing material. Matrix for binding the fiber. Clear? So combination of these two, if it is proper, then only you get a proper polymer composite. Now I am going to discuss first one, that is Kevlar fiber, how it is synthesized. So what is the starting material for Kevlar fiber? Now, so far I have discussed only polymer composites. I have not discussed nanocomposites. So there is a nanocomposite also I am discussed tomorrow. So that is difference between a polymer composite and nanocomposite. What's the difference? Okay. So the major difference here, nanocomposites, the fiber which you are using, like you are using carbon nanotubes and all, or carbon in the form of wire, where the one dimension of that material is in nano size. It's clear. So better surface area you can say. So better properties. So if carbon fiber in carbon nanotube form, if you use it as a reinforcing material in composite, you can call it as nanocomposite. Okay, I will discuss that more in detail. Now Kevlar fiber synthesis. Now Kevlar fiber is aromatic fiber. I have told you it is sometimes called aramid. Aramid or aromatic fiber. So you have to start with important organic compound you are familiar with. What is this? Aromatic ring and two COCl groups are there at the end. Aromatic ring with two COCl, acid chloride groups are there at the end. I'll write it as terphthallic acid. Dichloride. Terphthallic acid, dichloride, N times if I start with. Okay. So when it reacts with another organic compound, aromatic in character, what is this? Yesterday I have discussed one compound, aniline, NH2 only. Now what is this? Para-amino aniline. Para-amino aniline. Okay. Now, or you can call it as paraphenylene diamine. Another common name is paraphenylene diamine, and this is terphthallic acid dichloride. Now, elimination of what? Here, condensation polymerization. Condensation polymerization, what you get? What is eliminated here? What is eliminated? How amide linkage is formed? Cl from COCl group, H from amino group. When that is eliminated, what is formed? Amide linkage, NHCO, CONH. Aromatic polyamide. And it is called Kevlar fiber. Munchi, you can see now whatever it is there on the board. Now synthesis, usually they give 2 marks, how this polymer Kevlar fiber is synthesized. It is not complicated. You have to start with terphthalic acid dichloride. When it reacts with the para-amino aniline, it results in what? Amide linkage, CONH, and then N times, 2N times HCl. Okay. So the product which you get is the actual what? Polyterphthalic acid para-amino aniline, poly, or you can call it as Kevlar. Simple. It is called aromatic fiber. Now, why this is used as a material for composites? Now I told you, Kevlar is a commonly used fiber material for composites. The most important application of this Kevlar is for manufacturing polymer composites. Now the first important property of this fiber is dimensional stability, no change in dimensions when you use it for different applications, polymer composites. Second, chemical resistance, where it is resistant to chemicals. Flame resistance, it is resistant to flame. Heat resistance, it is resistant to heat also. So you can have different combinations with other materials, polymer matrix, and you can use this fiber in the chalk form. You can use it in the form of a matrix, that is, you can say mat-like thing, not matrix, mat. You can use it in the form of a woven fabric, that is cloth-like thing, and then you can manufacture composites of different shapes and sizes using this Kevlar as a fiber. Now, what's the advantage of this fiber is, if it is mixed with the polymer matrix, epoxy resin, or unsaturated polyester, or you can say ABS polymer, so the strength to weight ratio is very high. Means what? If you compare it with the aluminium, 1/6 weight of the aluminium, same size of the composite, if you compare made out of this material, Kevlar, in combination with the epoxy resin, and then size, and if you compare its weight with the aluminium, it is 1/6 of the weight of the aluminium. First of all, aluminium is lighter in weight, and if you compare composite with the aluminium, 1/6 of that of aluminium, and then strength wise, it is better than aluminium. That's the advantage. That's why composites are better. That's why lot of work is going on this composite materials. It's not end, because now they are designing aircrafts with maximum use of carbon-carbon composites. Because lightness in weight, better strength, better heat resistance, better chemical resistance, better dimensional stability, all these are the properties of the composites, because when this fiber is combined with polymer matrix. So that's the reason Kevlar is used as a material for manufacturing composites. Now what are the applications of this Kevlar fiber? Now you are familiar with the astronauts and all, so they go for space missions and all. There you'll find their clothing is all made out of this Kevlar fiber. No choice. You have to have Kevlar only there. Fiber, you can convert it into clothing. It's possible. Firefighters, you require clothing for them also. Heat resistance, again, it is Kevlar. No choice. Kevlar is the only material, aromatic fiber. Then your ship hulls, you can say now small sports ships, you can say this boats, etc., where the entire body is made out of this material, fiber only, fiber composite, where this Kevlar is a fiber, epoxy resin is a material. So again, Kevlar is used as a material for composites. Your tennis rackets, golf club, badminton rackets and all, there the fiber which is used for making those rackets, it is Kevlar. So all sporting goods, sports goods where you require better strength, then there is no choice, because that's why rackets are costly. Sometimes you'll find it is Kevlar fiber is used, carbon fiber is used, costlier than Kevlar, because racket is made out of that composite material where carbon is used as a fiber, whereas if the Kevlar is used as a fiber, costlier, less costlier. The carbon is a fiber, cost is more. Clear? You know racket cost, badminton racket, say if you go for a branded company, it is around 5,000, 10,000, more than that now. The cost is because of material which is used. It's clear? The material which is used, Kevlar fiber, as well as carbon fiber which is used for manufacturing these rackets and all. So I've given few applications of this composite. Automobile industries, now automobile body, there again they are thinking of automobile parts also, bumpers etc. Inside you can say cars etc. So they are thinking of using composite materials. Dashboards, they are thinking of using, already they have started using composite materials. Then high end applications, rockets and all I told you, aviation industry where this we call it as advanced composite materials where carbon is used as a material or Kevlar is used as a material in combination with matrix of carbon only and the matrix of epoxy resins. We call it as advanced composite materials. There it is used in aviation industry, aircraft etc. Robots, again robot is manufactured using composite materials now. So that's all application of this Kevlar fiber, properties and any doubts you have this Kevlar fiber? Now this is an important fiber used for manufacturing composites. You have to remember application first. Then I have given you some applications and what's the reason for, you can say there. Now Kevlar is not only one fiber, you can say only this reaction. Now Kevlar 19 is there like nylons, nylon 6, nylon 6,6, nylon 7, nylon 13, nylon 11 like that. Kevlar 9 is there, 19 is there, 29 is there, 49 is there. It depends on what starting material which is used, whether it is terephthalic acid or amino aniline. You can have different combinations. You can have what you require for aromatic fiber, aromatic compound with two acid chloride groups at the end, and the other one is that is amine, organic means organic compound with the aromatic structure with the amine groups at the end. There are a number of organic compounds. So possibilities are there. You can synthesize Kevlar, not only this one. You can have Kevlar commercial names like nylon 6, 6 carbon atoms, nylon 6,6. So amine and you can say dicarboxylic acid. So 6 carbon atoms in that. So like that commercial names are there, 9, 29, 49 etc. Kevlar also. So finally the application is same. So properties are different. But application is for polymer composites. Now the next fiber is carbon-carbon fiber. Carbon fiber. Now carbon fiber is used mainly for carbon-carbon composites. Now here why it is called carbon-carbon composite? Because carbon is used as a fiber, carbon is used as a matrix. See the combination here. Here carbon-carbon composites, you can use carbon as a fiber and matrix also made out of carbon only. So they are different again. I have not named that in the list. I have listed only what? Metal matrix composite. I have listed ceramic matrix composite. I have listed polymer matrix composite. And last one is you can add it, that is carbon-carbon composites, where carbon is a fiber and the material is, matrix is also carbon. Now you have to start with a organic compound here, polymer. Acrylonitrile, polyacrylonitrile. Polyacrylonitrile. Now you have to start with the polymer here. To get a carbon fiber, you have to start with the polymer. So it's an interesting thing. And in India, Reliance is the only industry that are manufacturing carbon fiber, for your information. Now I forgot to tell you an important application of Kevlar fiber. It is also used in manufacturing tires, radial tires. Normal tires are different, radial tires are different, for your information. So radial tires, life is more than the ordinary rubber tires. So radial tires, Kevlar is used as a reinforcing material, fiber. So Kevlar in rubber, okay, Kevlar is a fiber, it is in rubber. So it is rubber which you get or rubber tires which you get, we call it as radial tires. So cost is more than the normal tires. Now here polyacrylonitrile, PAN. Is a starting material. So it's heated, (300°C). It gets converted to a cyclic compound. See here, that cyano group which is there, C triple bond N, it gets converted to C double bond N, and there is a formation of a cyclic structure. Now this is first step. You have to start with the PAN, that is polyacrylonitrile polymer. That's why I have written here CS2CH. Polyacrylonitrile is this is acrylonitrile. When you polymerize this acrylonitrile, addition polymerization, you get what? Polyacrylonitrile. See there, acrylonitrile, you start with acrylonitrile monomer, polymerize it, you get polyacrylonitrile. But I have started with what directly? Polyacrylonitrile. Because that is the starting material which is required for synthesis of carbon fiber. Okay. Now, this further rating. Heat further. Again, it is stepwise process. So, what is eliminated here? Hydrogen. Now what is the difference? First, this and this. This is stage 1. This is step 2, you can say. Now that ring structure, I have shown here there is a single bond, carbon-carbon. What I have shown now? Double bond. It's clear? Change is that, double bond. Stage 2. So elimination of hydrogen from that cyclic compound. Minus S2 means what? One hydrogen from here, one hydrogen from here, one from here, one from here, one from here, like that. hydrogen is eliminated. I have written here minus H2, further heating up to 700 centigrade. Now the last is further heating again. So it is like process of heating only, like directly to up to 2000 degrees. Heating up to 2000 degrees centigrade. So I am going to write the structure of carbon fiber now. Instead of here, I will write it here. Finally, you get this. Yeah, I'll change it little bit. This side you can show. This is called ribbon-like carbon form. What is eliminated here? Nitrogen is also eliminated, minus N2. And one chain fuses with another one. And finally, you get a graphite-like structure. Graphite structure. Oh. And finally, what you get is carbon composite. That is not carbon.